It's not every day you see Corbin's mug first, but now you see mine. That means we're live at early ass a.m. in the morning because wrestling comes on late, and we're up late, and therefore that's just the time innuendo of when we get our work done. Speaking of innuendos.
Because wrestling doesn't take a break, and neither do fucking we, apparently.
But we are live, and we're going to be quickly going over SmackDown Live and 205 Live, as well as some wrestling topics that we definitely got to discuss uphand. Now, of course, if you guys are new to content, or if you're watching in post-production, please go ahead and like, subscribe, comment even. Join the Deadly Saints Nation today to, well, become part of us and join the podcast. Well, won't clearly be on the podcast, but you know what I mean. Follow us on twitch.tv/Firestar Hart. And, of course, check out those other descriptions, those other channels in the description below.
Twitch.tv/Corbin_Hyde.
Yes. And the other ones as well, because, well, they are our partners in crime on this podcast. And as far as channel outreach goes anyway. And if you would like to help support the channel, you can either check out patreon.com/FirestarHartCRW, or you can hit up paypal.me/FirestarHart, which I believe that is in the description below as well. Or if you want to hook up something really nice, get you some official Firestar Hart merchandise here. Look at that. Omega Saint. This is the red, white, and blue American Saint tee, which you can get on teespring.com/Firestar Hart American Saint, or you can get one of the other ones, which are also in the description below. Corbin has stated multiple times that he personally likes the Ryu Hadoken Club, which is, of course, on teespring.com/Ryu Hadoken Club. And, of course, now that you guys know where all those advertisements are, we can get right down to it. We're going to be quick tonight, but we also have a little bit more to talk about on our subject of WWE versus the Indies. That's going to be real nice, and my hair is actually up in a ponytail. I don't usually do. I usually do these streams with my hair down, but we're doing it a little bit different tonight. So bring the hair over here so you guys can see it. Because let's face it, you guys are in it for the long chaps anyway.
Once again, we need a sexometer.
True. So, SmackDown starts off tonight.
Don't ever say that.
SmackDown starts off tonight with Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella calling out Miz and Maurice, basically. And they don't get them. In fact, they're not, at the time, they are not at the arena. So, Andrade Cien Almas and Selena Vega, who have been pretty much intertwined in this whole story for the last couple weeks now, they come out. Yeah, they have themselves a little back and forth. Pretty good opening segment. Corbin, you got any thoughts on that?
My main issue with what's going on is what happens later in the night with this. But for the moment, they're making Andrade look like a viable challenger to Daniel Bryan.
They really are. That's what is making me happy about that. Plus, with the fact that they're involving him in a story between guys like Daniel Bryan and Miz, and now
a story that's got so much damn heat behind it. A storyline that's got so much heat behind it, you can only hope the best for Andrade after this.
Yes. They had a great back and forth match to kick off the matches for tonight on SmackDown. They have really good chemistry in the ring from what I've seen. it's a B+ match. We'll actually touch a little bit more in depth on these match ratings throughout the night and segment ratings because unpopular opinion, the SmackDown, it wasn't boring to me, no. But the unpopular opinion goes to what Corbin Hyde will say on this here momentarily.
SmackDown, so you don't get the heat.
SmackDown has been consistent, okay? But that means it hasn't changed. Now, don't get me wrong, Raw hasn't really changed too, but it threw some curveballs this week to actually spring a little bit of life to it to make it. There's yawning over there. So see what wrestling does to its people. Wrestling wears us out. But anyway, Raw threw a curveball, which made it more enjoyable as far as what Raw would do. And I'm not sure if that means Raw beat SmackDown this week or not, but SmackDown, basically stayed the same, whereas Raw somewhat they tried to change. They'll probably just, go backwards again next week, but I digress on that matter.
Nah, I'm going to say this so you don't get the heat. In my unpopular opinion, Raw was better than SmackDown this week. SmackDown was average. Raw was actually good this week. It's like the roles were reversed for 1 week only.
Yes. You can almost bet that going back to next week, Raw will probably be the down show. But that doesn't mean SmackDown was bad. It means it was run-of-the-mill. We come back. Brian and Bree, they leave the arena. Then we get a Charlotte and Becky Lynch interview. I believe that was the next thing that happened.
You're correct.
Yes. And boy, they fired some hefty shots at each other, didn't they?
God. They were saying things to one another I wouldn't say to my fucking ex. And we're not gonna get into my ex because my ex will cause me to say a word that will lose us monetization.
we don't need to lose monetization. But they
I can drop a C-bomb on
shots, and we get the confirmation that they're going to do battle for the SmackDown Women's title at Hell in a Cell. I believe it's September 16th. So that should be a match. I don't think it's going to be inside the cell. That would be awesome if it was. But Becky Lynch acting like a female Stone Cold, essentially. I mean, she's been cold, and the fans are really digging it. She has been piping hot, and I'm liking it. And especially even more now, so that WWE seems to have pulled their heads out of their A-double snakes to, actually see what is going on.
Phil, if we're being honest, I don't know if they proverbially or literally pulled their heads out of their asses.
I don't know, AJ. I don't know.
What's interesting was last week or a couple weeks ago, Becky ended the show, stood in the ring with Charlotte, held up the belt, and looked at her and went, "TikTok, bitch." And the crowd exploded.
What's up, Frosty? What is monetization these days? Frosty, you are absolutely correct, man. There's a bit of an issue on our part with the Google Hangouts where we can't really see the live chat. So pardon me on that matter for just now getting to you, man. I apologize about that. But we're glad you're here. Welcome to the stream where we pretty much talk about wrestling, and eventually, once we get more time to do even more of these, we'll probably expand upon subjects and whatnot. So we're glad you're here, man. This is awesome. Now, enjoy us as we rib on SmackDown as Dark Angel over here plays Roblox on the Xbox. Now our next thing we got I believe this is the segment with Naomi and the Iconics, Billy Kay and Peyton Royce.
Again, you're correct. Continue.
Yes. Well, the Iconics were pretty much playing tag. Whether it was, I'll be honest with you, I was really going in and out on it. I was kind of zoning out, and then I looked out the corner of my eye. And I will say the reason I was zoning out was because I was also focusing on getting some Rock Band XP for Rivals, so we could actually get promoted to Bloodstone. Which, by the way, we did. So, to you Rock Band fans out there, we made it for the second season in a row. We are finally a Bloodstone type crew, and I couldn't be happier about that. But gaming news for Rock Band aside, which, by the way, yes, I will kick back up on the tours at some point. The segment made me zone out, and I caught Asuka returning at the corner of my eye, and it looks like she's updated the colors of her hair a bit.
Let's talk about Asuka just for a moment.
Green and pink.
Seems that WWE can be handed a golden talent, and they will turn chicken salad into chicken shite every time.
Right. Well, hey, Frosty, man. We're glad you can make it anyway, man. And when you do decide to hop off here, have a good night, man. Hope you get some good rest. We podcast, us here on the Deadly Saints podcast, we hardly get sleep. We're around the clock. We're lucky.
I've become nocturnal thanks to this.
Oh man,
it's all your fault.
Yeah, or something.
It's all your fault.
Yeah, that's Dark Angel right here. But yeah, I've had a history of working night shifts, so I can do both. I can transition my sleep schedule to sleep at night to do this during the day, or I can do it at night and sleep half the damn day away. I am perfectly comfortable doing either or because I've worked both schedules.
That's the thing about me. I think I operate on minimal sleep thanks to this because I usually get to bed about 4 or 5 and I'm up by 9:30. And then I take a nap around noon until 3.
If I feel energized enough, I could go to sleep at 5 and be back up by 10 or 11. But I digress. The next thing after that little stare down or whatnot, which we later get confirmation that they will be having a match as well.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have our first pre-show match of Hell in a Cell.
Oh, that's going to be a pre-show match, eh?
I'm just betting money on that.
You would make the podcast money on that, probably.
Look, I'm no Cody Rhodes, but I'd bet my Ring of Honor on it.
Next thing that happens, we find out that Miz and Maurice have made it back. They get into it with Paige once again, and Paige puts Miz in a match, and then Miz goes, no, we're going to leave. And Paige is pretty much like, yeah, you can leave. And if you do, never come back.
Ever again.
So, yeah, Paige once again pisses the Miz off. I put him in a match. And it's against one of the most naturally charismatic and funniest dudes I've ever heard of. Ron R-Truth Killings.
Not to mention his new best friend, the Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger. He's amazing.
That is an amazing alliance. I want them to be tag team champions for some reason.
I think what killed me the other week is about a month ago. True said, no, Ty. I said smile more, not take on Samoa Joe.
Oh man, we will get to them too in just a little bit because their time's coming. Their time is coming. We And here comes the next part. And the reason why I laugh is because, ooh, Wendy!
I kept my promise to you, Andy.
I'm coming for you, Wendy. All right, now it's starting to sound like some type of freaking horror movie. Samoa Joe's gonna come instead of here's Johnny. Samoa Joe's gonna come through the door. Ooh, Wendy!
Dude, you sound like Mark Hamill's Joker.
Oh, but yeah, I decided.
I'm gonna break kayfabe here. I'm gonna break kayfabe here. If you're gonna do Joel. Oh, Wendy.
Dude, having a close up of that face.
That just makes it
that gives you my reaction right there. Folks there just listening, you won't be able to see it, but the look on my face, I'll trust me, it was absolutely priceless. I called this Joe's sadistic nursery rhyme.
That's what Joe does, though. Since I've already broken kayfabe, I'm gonna drop the accent.
Yeah. See, luckily for me, Firestar is just my natural self, except maybe a little bit deep. I speak that deep voice.
Well, that's the thing, Firestar. I figure I can do voices and accents. Why don't I? Speaking of voices, what's the deal with Paige stopping AJ Styles from killing Samoa Joe?
Oh, we're getting to that. We're getting to that. Styles actually interrupts Samoa Joe. They get into it, and Joe goes to grab a chair. Here comes Styles rebounding back off the steel steps with a phenomenal forearm. And then he goes and grabs a chair, goes to hit Joe with it, which would have hit his head against the post. Joe dodges. Don't get the hell up out of Dodge. Everybody starts separating them. But AJ Styles isn't having it. He goes back in the ring and goes flying over the top rope with a beautiful high-flying crossbody. And then that's about the time Paige came down and finally was able to get them to completely separate. Man, Joe has he's completely gotten under Styles' skin.
That's one thing I never understand. It's why he goes overboard with his threats. When is enough?
Because it's wrestling.
Let's talk for a minute. Joe has been a savage since he got called up to the main roster. I mentioned this to you earlier.
Absolute savage. Absolute.
Think about it. His debut night against Seth Rollins, the first words he ever spoke on WWE TV that you could hear were, "You belong to me now.
You belong to me now."
Right before tearing Seth Rollins' knee to shreds.
Which deadly saint do you see using that line? You belong to me now. I would have to say either Johnny Gat or Harris Zero, but
I would say Johnny Gat or CJ Hart.
Maybe Triple.
And if that ever makes it, if it ever makes it famous into like a independent type wrestling event, we'd have to change his name to Johnny Gates for obvious legal reasons. But as long as it's virtual, Johnny Gat is open for business. So I will continue to do my get voice.
Why does Gat sound like a country person? just a little.
Because a country guy, or a guy that's kind of sort of country in voice, is doing the impression.
Okay.
Pretty much. Wrestling. Yeah.
And you make Harris sound like a Mexican too.
Tacos.
So me and Foster went to.
That we don't.
So are you going to mention what happened when you looked up our good buddy Connor's?
Oh, for the love of Kid Rock.
I just had to see what would happen if I'm wrong.
R-Truth and Ty Dillinger backstage with Carmella. Oh my God, this was the funniest thing of the night.
There's another Camilla? What?
Oh, for the love of Kid Rock.
Yo, I know you're going to get the other Carmella to help you anyway. And Carmella the whole time is just like R-Truth. I don't know if this is an act or if he's legitimately lost some of his mind.
Or has a little crush on Camilla.
Well.
Looking for her.
Here's my opinion. You can only come out 300 days of the year saying the same thing over and over again before you start to lose a little piece of humanity.
But R-Truth actually got Carmella to do the what's up with him tonight. But we'll get to that here soon. But that was cool for what it was. But, man, I love R-Truth, man. I want him to have another good run before he eventually calls it a day.
Which should be time now. He's been wrestling since the late 90s.
Yeah, or at like 2001. Probably not. Maybe late 90s. But not in WWE. WWE was like 2001 to 2002. And
yeah, I'm saying his career as a whole, he's been around since the late 90s.
I mean, it's now starting.
Yeah. For those of you who actually do know the history about that, it was K-Quick. And now he's K-Quick to lose his marbles.
Get rowdy. Wait. Wrong me. My bad.
R-Truth, though, had another great line of the night. Not only was it comical, but it was something that made you go, ooh. Because he was like, I'm going to teach you how to get in that main event SmackDown Live, dog. Ooh. How about it, Corbin? Teach you how to get in the main event of SRCRW, dog.
And I'm going to teach you how to get in the main event of... Oh, wait, you're already there. Shit.
See?
You fucking tortoise.
On Diggler's face.
I give you permission, because you successfully burned yourself, I give you permission to cornet yourself.
This motherfucker right here just stooged on himself.
Oh, man.
So what he needs to do, Phil needs to look at him and go, fuck you, lose my fucking number, go fuck yourself, goodbye, click.
Oh, bro, I just figured it out, bro. We're going to have the best ever pole match, bro. Get this. 5 championships on a pole match, bro. It's going to be insane. We're going to do like 5 heel turns, 5 face turns, and end everybody back up on the same side they started, bro. At the beginning.
Listen, cocksucker. Damn it, I couldn't keep a straight face.
Swerve for the sake of the swerve, man.
Damn it, I couldn't keep a straight face. I was going to go off and I couldn't keep a straight face.
What the hell is the deal with this fucking Vince Russo feller?
Look here, you both you Yankee cocksuckers, listen to me. Russo, go fuck yourself.
Oh my God, he's speaking again, player.
Russo, go fuck yourself. Actually, better yet, don't. Even though you're the only person that fucking will. I don't know how your little dick ass got a fucking wife anyway.
So Rusev Day comes out victorious in the tag team match against Sandy. I believe that Usos are also involved.
Yes, but before you continue, if we're going to talk about Rusev Day, I'm going to have to do this, and my neighbors are about to hate me. It's Rusev Day.
I think it's Rusev Day. How was that?
Not bad.
Not bad at all. I have some chops, folks. I have a little bit. Not a lot.
If I weren't sick, that would sound miles better.
I haven't enough to make it in a middle, and that's good enough for me. So anyway, Rusev and Aiden English actually get a win. I gave this a B+ because I like them as a team. They need to win gold. They need something good. I could tell you a plethora, as could AJ here, or Corbin, whatever you want to call him. I go by Firestar personally, but he's already called me Phil, so you guys know my name.
I just call you that out of instinct because every time we talk, the first words out of my mouth are, "Yo, Phil."
Yo, Phil, what the fuck's up with that Firestar personality? Fuck you.
You can't even say it with a straight face.
I can't.
Fuck you, lose my fucking number, go fuck.
For neck expression with a straight face. What's up with you?
Man, fuck this company.
Oh my god.
Fuck,
Dude.
really?
We want 1,000 subscribers by the end of the week, folks. Make it happen.
Make it happen.
That's a little bit. All right, that is a little bit quick notice. But hey, if you guys love the content, if you love us joking around like this, subscribe.
Absolutely.
Because we'll have some madness.
Absolutely, and share this around to all your friends so that they can get the same laughs that you did.
Yes, indeed. Like we love this.
This is literally my favorite thing to do. This is the highlight of my day, and it coincidentally happens when the day starts off because wrestling comes on late, and no one ever gets to fucking sleep because of it.
Oh, just you wait for end season, because even if it's the end season, we'll be back the next fucking week anyway.
He's right, you know. You know why?
Why?
Wrestling breaks for no one need.
There's no fucking off season in WWE, so there can be no fucking off season for us. So when season 1 ends, you can bet your ass we'll be like that one freaking. I think it's The Voice. We'll be around for 4 years, and then we'll be around for like 4 years, and in our like 20th season.
God. He's right.
Like we don't even know how many episodes we're going to include in a single season yet. So we're just winging it right now. I mean, at first I said 20 to 30, and then I thought, wait, we'll be done with the season in like a month's time. So we might
consider our only days off if there's no pay-per-view is Saturday and Sunday. Yeah.
Considering, or unless we, stick to basically WWE right now, then we squeeze a few extra days off to focus on our other projects that we want to bring to you guys, such as the gaming. Yes, the gaming. On Twitch, here on YouTube, even a lot of stuff in the works. But
we gotta link up DRW UK to your YouTube, by the way.
Yes, we do. Okay. But good news is, once we get everything caught up, we have more of a clear way to do some more stuff, which could even include more podcasts. So,
and I'll tell you what, I'm gonna make a special offer to everyone. If we get 1,000 subscribers before my birthday.
Now, when's that deadline?
October 30th.
If we make it to 1,000 before October 30th?
Yes. You ready for this?
No.
I personally...
I got myself a drink and he stole it. He wanted a sip.
I will personally... Phil does not have to do this with me, but I will do a 24-hour gaming live stream where you can choose from my game library.
If the 1,000 subscribers is hitting on this, I might just have to join you. For Dark Angel might like a little slice of that pie. Now I want pie.
Now I want pie.
That's pie. Now I want pie.
That was the most bizarre segue.
Now I've got a new orange cherry pie. The segues just keep going, folks.
She's my cherry pie.
Drink a water, such a sweet surprise. Tastes so good, make the grown man cry. Sweet cherry pie.
Oh yeah.
You fucking Jim Cornette. Oh yeah. I'm gonna start calling you Corbin Cornette.
It could be worse. I could do the Bruce Pritchard doing Jim Cornette.
There you go. We're gonna come up with a manager guy for your wrestler, and I'm thinking about AJ Cornette.
Motherfucker.
Oh, that's your Rock Band achievement that you got earlier. Nice.
Yeah.
The achievement that Dark Angel got for Rock Band 4 was Overflowing Overdrive, or basically stay in overdrive forever. But now that segue is all out of the way, let's segue back into the smack diddly down of the ass.
At some point, he's going to teach me how to play WWE 2K18.
Then you can watch Dark Angel whoop
Stream
up on
that.
people. R-Truth with Carmella versus Miz and Maurice. I am glad R-Truth won.
So am I.
No matter, even if it was just to further fuel the Miz versus Daniel Bryan by having Daniel Bryan cost the Miz the match. I love the fact that R-Truth won. You can't change my mind on that. R-Truth got a freaking bone tonight. Hell yeah, it's about time you show R-Truth some love.
And with one more time breaking kayfabe for me, with having spent 4 years of my life in Charlotte, I'm a huge R-Truth fan.
Love R-Truth, man. Like, R-Truth, he just kills it for me, man.
He can go out there and entertain you in any way possible. That's definitely, if he ever decides to part ways with the E, somebody we need to get on here.
Yes. So that's basically SmackDown Live tonight in a nutshell.
Show grade, C+.
C+ for you, I give it a B. But just your average run-of-the-mill show, like I said. But there were some things that made me happy. Like for instance, R-Truth winning, the funny stuff that happened with R-Truth.
Kid Rock.
SmackDown overall was B for me. And I gave a B- to the R-Truth and Miz match. No, you can't book it too strong. But that takes us right into 205 Live, which the stream we were watching on actually came a few minutes late, it seemed, which was rather odd.
It went from the
It went from the end of SmackDown to like story time, yeah.
and then 205 Live.
Well, here's my theory. Here's my theory behind that. Sometimes it takes time to get those ring aprons and the ring ropes and the turnbuckle pads and the canvas changed.
Yes.
That could be why they aired story time when they did.
That could be the case. But it's weird though. That raises another question even, and that's, well, if this is the case, if that's the instance, and it took a bit tonight, well, how the heck do they manage to do it in like 5 seconds then? So 205 Live goes on air right away. That's insane.
Well, let me ask you how 205 Live started. Did it start off straight with in-ring action?
Tony Nese versus Grand Metalik.
So no commentary table shots at the start of the show?
Not that I noticed up front. I can say Grand Metalik did win. B match in my book. It's good. I didn't get to come up with a grade for Noam Dar versus Brian Kelly, I believe it is.
Brian Kendrick, you mean?
No. It wasn't him. It was a different guy.
Okay.
But
since we're on the subject of Noam Dar, Alicia Fox.
you will never live down the fact that you called her Alicia Fox. Dark Angel just like the video on the YouTube channel, which, by the way, I think Gat and Hero might get on their channels later and check this out in post-production, because technically we're all on the same computer here, so they have to watch things a little bit later. Yes. Yes, but kayfabe, Harris and Johnny are actual different characters that I, yes, portray, but funny story about them is I also have friends that are them. So,
Kayfabe!
Yes, that's a double kayfabe breaker, because I'm breaking the kayfabe of my own kayfabe, which is breaking the kayfabe of the kayfabe.
And somewhere Jim Cornette is going, "You son of a bitch!
Damn you! Why the hell do you keep doing that? You keep breaking. Fuck you! Lose my number. Goodbye."
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye. Click.
Oh, we need Jim Cornette on here.
We do.
We need him just so we can.
Who's Jim?
Even if we just spend Jim
2
Cornette,
minutes.
legendary manager figures in the wrestling business today. He also ran Ring of. He also owned Ring of Honor.
And was part of the creative team at TNA for a short while.
Yeah, and was part.
Until that cocksucker Vince Russo got rid of me.
Well, damn you. And then I believe the final match of the night. I'm not sure if I don't think there was another match beforehand, but it was Cedric Alexander and TJP. Another great B match, back and forth, good stuff. Cedric Alexander got the win. He was interrupted by then Drew Gulak actually came out afterwards. It wasn't interrupted by him, but Drew Gulak came out and said his little piece, and basically faked out Cedric Alexander, which allowed Jack Gallagher to come in from behind, and then of course Cedric would get laid out by Gulak, and that's how 205 Live ended. So,
well, wait, we're missing a key subject.
What was that?
Author of Pain on Monday, general manager by Tuesday night.
Yes. Drake Maverick, folks. Author of Pain by Monday, 205 GM by Tuesday. Also, I believe there were some meme-tacular photos that we need to discuss. And it's not just 2.5 men featuring the Authors of Pain and Drake Maverick. I heard that season's going to be bomb, by the way.
When you simulate to year 2020 in universe mode.
that one moment, right? Dude, who would make more sense as an Author of Pain? Johnny Gat.
I don't know. All I know is that
that's like Drake Maverick becoming a deadly saint by teaming with Harris Hero, and Harris Hero is like this freaking tall.
All right, I found pictures. Ready?
Okay.
There's.
Here we are, right here. For those of you who are viewing.
When your mom tells you to take your little brother with you. 2.5 men.
So,
oh my God. Kate, what the fuck is wrong with you?
He is awesome. Gucci, Walmart.
Okay. Another
Those
one I
are
saw.
all of the AOP. Those are all the current meme photos that.
Saw another one by a different person. It was a picture of smiling Kurt Angle Shield on the bottom and AOP on top. If we don't get this 6-man tag match, I'm gonna riot.
You know we need that now, right?
We do. Now that I've brought it up, it has to happen.
It's been memed. Even if it's a meme, it needs to happen because it's been mentioned.
Vince, if you're listening, make it happen.
Look it. We want AOP with Drake Maverick taking on Discount Shield with Kurt Angle. And hell, if Roman Reigns is there, he can just be their manager. Because you got to put Roman Reigns, the guy with the big ass bags. Roman Reigns, the guy who has lots of sex. You got to put him over.
Well, wait. Pause. Does sucking Vince McMahon's dick for a push count as sex?
It might. I don't know.
Not that I'm implying.
We know that. But we also know that Roman Reigns, the guy with the wettest hair. Roman Reigns, the guy who just doesn't care. Okay.
Not that I'm implying that Roman might possibly, maybe, definitely suck Vince's cock to get where he is. Maybe it's the other way around.
We got a good Brock Lesnar for you, too. Brock Lesnar is here. Brock Lesnar is here. Yes, Brock Lesnar is here. Brock.
No, it's not.
Except for Daisy's not contracted to it. Except for Daisy's not contracted to it.
I couldn't help it.
It'll leave you a mess. But this is
205 Live was a B.
step on his farm and he'll shoot at you.
Somewhere, I have a feeling Brock Lesnar is now watching me.
I have that same feeling. Brock Lesnar is going to find us.
Like we're gonna be found in ditches with broken necks because we took so many German suplexes.
I can't take the fall properly no more, Brock. You done suplexed me like 29 times.
Brock, just leave me the fuck alone. We won't mention you on the podcast anymore.
Next week. So, Brock Lesnar's not here anymore.
No. See, if I really
You didn't learn your lesson, did you, Firestar? Nope.
See, the following week I'd be like, so let's talk about that time that Jim Cornette threatened to shoot Brock Lesnar in the face.
Oh my God. So as you can tell, people, we were off on the tangent. So what better time to bring up our next part in our ongoing subject debate of WWE versus the Indies? What should we discuss about this tonight?
Let's look at. I would like to make a comparison here.
All
this
right.
is not including NXT because most of NXT's top guys actually have talent.
Yes.
Let's look at purely world champions from independent companies right now.
All right, I'll start. Kenny Omega, IWGP Heavyweight Champion.
Great guy, amazing wrestler. Unless you're mean and you tell him to suck a dick because he wrestled a blow-up doll.
Kenny Omega versus. It's coming. And no, it's not AJ Styles because you can compare the two too easily. It's Roman Reigns.
Anyway, world champions only. We've got Kenny Omega. We put him across the ring from Roman Reigns, and it's going to be a good match, but not because of Roman. Let's be real.
But I guarantee you it'll be Roman's first 5-star match.
I don't know. If Toriano can't get a 5-star match with Omega, I don't think Roman Reigns can.
It'll be purely because of Kenny Omega.
Again, if
But
Toriano can't get a 5-star with Omega,
Roman Reigns will get the credit through happenstance, and then Vince will all of a sudden be back there. Yes, Roman Reigns, he got 5-star match. He's the greatest thing of all time. The greatest wrestler. We gotta give him another world title. 69 world titles. He's beating Ric Flair. Damn it. I'm going home happy. XFL, baby.
well, goddamn, pal.
Now, Roman Reigns versus Roman Reigns is not the worst. We can say that. He's not the worst, but he's damn sure not the best. Now, Kenny Omega and AJ Styles, you hear about them two together, and as far as mentions, all the time. And it's because they're quite simply put the two best wrestlers, at least according to PW Insider, I believe it is, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, top 10 wrestlers of 2018. Now, I actually don't really disagree with this. I actually do have Kenny Omega and AJ Styles as my top 2, with Seth Rollins as like a very close number 3.
Now, here's the next question. Let's look at the world champion in Ring of Honor. Jay
Lethal, yes.
Motherfucking Lethal.
Yes. This guy is amazing. I love seeing his Black Machismo gimmick at All In.
All In. Ooh, yeah, dig it.
I loved how he was also trying to treat Brandy like Elizabeth.
Black Machismo's back for one night only. Yeah, dig it.
And every time he'd get too close, Brandy would smack him on his shoulder to turn back to Jay.
Anyway, Jay, one of the most easily entertaining people on the planet. And his nickname is more than just a nickname. He truly is the greatest first-generation wrestler on the planet.
That is definitely a great name, and he does hold true to it. So Kenny Omega is not first generation, if I'm not mistaken. Or is he first generation?
He may be first, but he's no Jay Lethal. I love Omega to death, but he's not a Jay Lethal.
That's a bypass that we definitely have to disagree on. Now, I give Jay Lethal mega props and put him up there in a league with Kenny Omega. He is definitely up there in a league with Kenny Omega, no doubt.
Omega
is
the best wrestler.
Standpoint, Kenny Omega has. Now, as far as charisma levels, they could definitely have a good war on the mic, and it would be close to call.
I think, and speaking of mics and Jay Lethal, woo!
Woo!
Fucking 3:25 a.m. My neighbors.
The woo-off between Jay Lethal and Ric Flair.
My neighbors.
I don't think Ric Flair has ever had a harder woo-off in his life than the one with Jay.
My neighbors fucking hate me right now.
Jay Lethal straight up rocked Ric Flair in that woo-off. So much so, Ric Flair was going crazy in that ring.
He was elbow dropping his jacket.
Like, Ric Flair's, you just, woo, and Flair's like, looking like he's about to bust a blood vessel. Like, woo,
like he's about to have a fucking stroke.
And he's over there just, woo! And Jay Lethal turns around and does the same shit
on the ramp.
And Flair's just like, how dare you? It's the best.
Flair was going to have a coronary.
As a wrestling fan, it is one of the best things you will ever see. I promise you.
You go look this up after this podcast.
We have 214 subscribers right now, so sweet. On that note.
Wait, did we go up again?
Yes, we just now gained another subscriber. Hell yeah. I will take this time to mention Scott Steiner. We have to talk about him.
Oh. Here we go.
You know, they say that all men are created equal. You look at me. You look at Smoke Joe. You see that statement? It's simply not true.
Hey, yo. Connor's here. Add him.
What?
Connor, add him.
Adam?
Add Connor.
Oh God. We got
the actual big bad booty daddy
we are bringing
coming into the car.
trying to bring in Connor.
Chris Zero from DRW. And the best Scott Steiner impersonator I've ever heard in my life.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. We're gonna try to bring in Chris Zero. If he's available, he will be here. If he's not available, folks, he won't be. But maybe so. Welcome to our viewers as well. Shout out to Shane's Vlogs who just subscribed to us.
Thanks to me.
So we are on a subject that we just simply could not leave you out of, Chris Zero. We had to bring you in on the late edition of this. Just if not anything else in this episode to talk about the big bad roid raging booty daddy himself, Scott frickin' Steiner.
Scott Steiner. Scott Steiner is probably one of the greatest amateur wrestlers of all time who should have never picked up a microphone.
You know they say,
Yes.
they say somewhere Scott Steiner's doing ring announcing and calling everybody in the crowd a fat ass.
Title match wrestling. He actually did commentary on a match.
He did.
Oh, God.
And it was
TNA
Brian O'Shea or Scotty O'Shea was in the match, and that dude is like the size of Samoa Joe. And he's like, look at this fat ass right here trying to do a backflip, and he did it. And Scott Steiner fucking freaked out. He's like, oh my God, a fat ass can fly. I was like, oh shit.
But he would have lost his shit over Kevin Steen in ROH.
Yeah, you say he should have never picked up a microphone, but I don't think we would have the life we have today if Scott Steiner had avoided a microphone.
You know, so
We have anything to talk about.
So you know how Raw was in Detroit
Yes.
and SmackDown was in Detroit? So I got told, I've never been there, but I've got told that they actually have statues of Rick and Scott in Detroit at that college.
I'm thinking of something. And something's definitely come across my head right now.
Connor, I'm going to ask you to do the voice here in a minute.
It is Scott Steiner's statue coming to life and calling Samoa Joe a fat bastard.
And telling him he's got 33 and 2/3% chance.
Chance. I will do, brother.
Somebody needs to tweet at Scott Steiner and ask him what Samoa Joe's chances are of winning the title at Hell in a Cell.
Don't put it. I'm getting on there now. I'm doing it right now. I am going to tweet him right now. I am loading up the Big Bad Twitter. I am doing this right now. Where are you?
Hey, you know what I love about Food Stamp Day?
What's that?
I'll show you.
Oh, yeah.
We're going shopping tomorrow, so.
Hey, that's Scott Steiner. So, what are Samoa Joe's chances of winning the WWE? Winning the hashtag WWE title.
Hey, Connor, cut the promo.
Which one?
You know which one.
The Scott Steiner one?
You
The
see it
math
right
one.
here. You see it
The
right
what?
here.
The math one. You do it better than anybody.
The which one?
The
Please,
math one. You do it better than anybody.
Oh, the math one?
Put on the muffler.
I don't know if I can do it right now. Hold on.
Bagel, put on the muffler.
You know what?
Well, how does it start? He goes, they say that all men are created equal. Well, you look at me and Smo Joe, and you can tell that statement is not true. I got the largest arms in the world. Oh, and he goes off and he's all like, normally, in a one-on-one match, you got a 50% chance of winning. But now, with a triple threat match, he's going to knock your odds down to 33 and 2/3% chance of winning. But because of me being a genetic freak, now I'm
normal.
I'm not normal. I'm a genetic freak. So that makes me 42 and 3/3% chance of winning.
You can't even do it.
Trigger the bicep kid.
Here we go. He gave it his shot. I'm gonna do my best, Scott Steiner. Real quick.
Wait, hold on.
You know, I say, oh man, are created equal. But you look at me and you look at Samoa Joe and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally, when you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% chance at best at beat me.
That's what it is.
At beat me. Yeah, you don't even know. At beat me.
Beat me.
At beat me. At beat me.
I want Scott Steiner and Baron Corbin to face off and just have a talk about their chances of winning.
Baron Corbin, you and your smiling fat ass belly. Let me tell you what you can do with that smiling belly.
No. Did you see Baron Corbin's math promo?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God. Okay, so it was Baron Corbin versus AJ Styles versus somebody else, and it was in Detroit, and I don't know who they're fighting, but he fucking, that's what makes me think about Scott Steiner even more today is Renee Young was doing the interview, and he goes, what are your chances of winning tonight, Baron Corbin? And he even said, normally in a one-on-one match, you have a 50% chance of winning. But now my odds have been knocked down to, he said like 42 point something. And he's all like, because of my size and because of how good I am in the ring, because those men just don't measure up to me, I got a 75% chance of winning. And Renee just gave him this look like, how the fuck did you even come up with that? But you know that look? You know that dumbass look that Renee gets like when she's doing promos and she just cannot believe the stupid shit that just came out of somebody's mouth? She's just like...
By the way, Phil,
like, what the fuck?
Phil, I have to tell you this. When you do your Renee Young voice, you sound like a goddamn valley girl.
Dude, I have never been more happy to hear a female commentate than Monday when The Undertaker came out. She lost her shit.
She did.
They must not have told her what was going to happen.
I don't think they tell commentary when Undertaker's going to pop up because Michael Cole loses his goddamn mind every time. And Corey Graves is like a little boy sitting in front of a TV when Undertaker comes on because he loses his shit too.
No, see, what's cool is how Mauro Ranallo is.
To a -5, Michael.
What's cool is how Mauro Ranallo is.
Oh my God. Mauro Ranallo calling an Undertaker thing is just, what was that SmackDown before Survivor Series a couple of years ago when Undertaker came out and put the fear of God into everybody?
Oh yeah.
And he said, you lose. You don't have to deal with Shane. You have to deal with me. And he looks like right at AJ, with me. And I'm just like, ugh. I don't care how old and decrepit Undertaker gets, his stare will always scare the shit out of me.
The reason I bring up Mauro is Mauro specifically requests when he does NXT shows that he is not told the finish or who is going to win the matchup so that he can actually call it from a fan's perspective.
No, that's very, very good. I do have to mention the whole infamous Mauro Ranallo clock. Ooh, botch. But
The what?
remember that there was one of those instances where it came up where Mauro Ranallo was trying to say he was cleaning his clock, and he said, and it came out he cleaned his clock. Ooh. Scott Steiner just cleaned his clock. Ooh.
He's taking so many steroids, he doesn't even have a cock now.
Steiner just
That's what he
I'm sorry. If you do the amount of steroids to get a muscle on top of a muscle, you've taken too many fucking steroids. That's not even Ultimate Warrior breakfast of steroids. That's like he ate a bowl of steroids for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and had a dessert with it with some chocolate fucking syrup on top.
Connor, I hate to break it to you, but Warrior didn't have steroids for breakfast. He had a fuck ton of cocaine.
Cocaine and steroids. No, so what happened was he had a bowl of steroids with a glass of Coke, all right? That's what he did.
A bowl of steroids with a glass of cocaine. And he sits there and eats the bowl and pours the end and just goes.
Yeah, and then like he sticks the straw up his nose and he doesn't.
All right, my fellow warriors, it's time for me to load the spaceship at the rocket.
I'm sorry. If Macho Man didn't do coke, I'd be surprised because there ain't no way he cut half the promos he did without it.
Oh my God!
You want to talk about coked out of their mind when they cut a promo? Rick effing Flair.
There was a lot of coke involved. Shawn Michaels and Mario Jannetty even.
I hated Shawn Michaels promos when he was with Jannetty. They were just fucking generic and stupid. The Rockers, we're the best tag team in the world, so we're going to tag together and we're going to beat you. That little finger point thing.
I'm so glad my promos are nothing like that. And if I even cut remotely as something as a classic lineup, yeah, I'm going to beat you.
If you ever want to know what Tyler H is going to promo against you with, watch the Triple H promo prior.
Tyler H just fights. Yeah,
I tried explaining to Tyler H that his character is as bland as fucking Cheerios, but
dude,
215.
I hate
15 subscribers.
did anyone see that Being the Elite episode when Okada just walked up to Marty and just they kind of had a stare down and then Okada went and just kind of walked away and Marty was like, "You son of a bitch."
My preference, wasn't it?
Yeah, because Marty is signing a deal with the WWE and Okada told him, "You're going to 205 Live. Why are you even going to try?" Like you know where you're going. Like,
okay,
let's be honest.
Here's a interesting fact about All In for you. The Okada Skrull match went about 10 minutes over, and Skrull took the heat for it.
Yeah. You want to know why it went 10 minutes over? Because Okada and his long ass fucking Rainmaker poses.
Rainmaker.
I'm sorry. I love the Young Bucks and Cody to death, but there's no way that show just went on their budget.
No way.
Because there was way too much talent. Like,
all right, so because of the fact that actually went over, it actually caused the Young Bucks and Kota Ibushi, aka.
Oh yeah, that's why they were going to the speed of fucking sound.
Yeah, because they had to cram all their spots from like a 20-minute match into like a 10-minute match. That golden bang for your buck was fucking beautiful. It really was, man. And the fact that every single one of them hit it on spot, like I was like, I really thought one of them was going to overshoot. So I actually watched the playback of the end of the match specifically so I could catch this. You can see Nick Jackson going over to Phoenix like,
Yeah, Jackson was like, "Fucking stop!"
And Phoenix is like, "Oh, okay." He hops back
Did
off.
you
the
see?
apron and just walks
Did
off
you
like,
see when Bandito broke up the count when he wasn't supposed to?
There were, yeah, Bandito. Yeah, the Golden Bang for your buck, I think, was actually supposed to be the ending.
Yeah, not the they weren't even ever supposed to hit the Meltzer driver.
Yeah, and then so they decided, well, okay, because he broke it up, we'll do that.
Who did they hit it on? Did they hit it on Bandito? Didn't they?
Yep.
It was on Bandito. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was Phoenix that was. That
Because
broke it
they
up.
didn't even get to do their goodbye on TV. They had to do their goodbye on New Japan World.
Yeah, that not only that, but there was some fan footage that actually caught it before it got. But
If you watched it on Fight, you got to see it because they didn't take it off the air yet.
yeah, which they actually did mention the on air thing, and they specifically said with 3 seconds to spare, and you can hear how quick those 3 seconds were too, because as the commentators were signing off the show, you can hear it just steadily fading out volume from that.
Yeah, because Don wasn't even finished with the outgoing because he was still talking about the highlights when the show ended. When my stream ended, because I was watching on a live stream with somebody who was watching it on pay-per-view, and you could hear because Don Callis was still doing the highlights. It was playing the golden more bang for your buck when the show ended for me.
Yeah.
So I just hoped that was the end. Like I was like, I hope that's it.
But I mean, nonetheless, that was really amazing. And
I mean, for their first pay-per-view, I feel like they probably shouldn't have booked so many matches on the main card. I feel like that the opener of All In could have been on 0 Hour. I understood why Matt Cross opened. I understood it completely. It's Matt fucking Cross. But
yeah.
I feel like either that match could have been on 0 Hour or the Amel and Daniels match could have went to 0 Hour.
Well, the thing about that was the Briscoes in
Fuck that match. We don't even talk about that match now.
They were already on 0 Hour, though, weren't they?
Yeah, SCU versus the Briscoes was, yeah.
Having Daniels and Amel go to that pre-show as well wouldn't have been good, considering that pieces of the unit were already there. So
yeah.
I would put Amel and Daniels on the main.
And there's no way that Cody and Magnus match didn't go over.
I'm pretty sure that went over.
Because I don't think Cody was supposed to get knocked out the way he did.
Yeah.
Because that was a for real, like, he really, like, fucking beamed him really good.
That was definitely a match of the night for me, though. And I'm glad Cody's there.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if Cody can take the schedule, though. Because having to schedule the NWA and New Japan and Ring of Honor, ooh, that's going to be...
Something's going to...
Can we be blunt for a minute?
Blunt for a minute?
Blunt for a minute.
I'm sure we can, Fatty! Hey, I still haven't done mine yet. That will go.
Listen, Daddy. My boy won't be doing anything that I wouldn't have done my damn self. Think about it. I traveled the world as NWA champion 3 times, Daddy.
Well, I mean, I get that, but, like, you got to think, though, Billy Corgan's not going to let him defend it in Ring of Honor.
You never know, Daddy.
And Cody was in a dead heat for the Ring of Honor world title until he took the title from Magnus.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Cody's definitely probably going to get the Ring of Honor title back.
I don't know. Not as long as he's NWA world champion.
No.
Unless, if they did, that would put NWA on the map.
But NWA is put on the map with Cody.
Well, yeah, okay. So Cody put it back on the map with his win, and with the stage that the NWA title was put on.
The exposure.
Yeah, the exposure that gave the NWA World Title again. Oh my God! But imagine if Cody was Ring of Honor World Champion and NWA World Champion, because I don't think that's ever happened.
And we'll push it. And we'll push it a
Bring
little
that
further.
up. I see it happening.
If you want to push it a little further, Ring of Honor champion, NWA champion, and IWGP Intercontinental champion.
Nah, he'll take the U.S. title. He'll take the U.S. title from Juice.
Yeah.
Juice.
Hey, speaking of Juice, I'm actually very proud of his improvement. Of his vast.
I'm very mad with the NJPW crowd turning on him.
They turned on him?
Yeah, have you not seen the latest couple of episodes?
I have not.
They're doing like the Die Rocky Die treatment to him.
What the hell?
Yeah. Now everyone's beating the fuck out of Juice after his match, telling him they're going to take his title.
Is Juice still technically a face? Or?
No, he's a face, but he's like, his character is so flat, like, it's so blandish. It's not, I don't think it's bland, but like, the way the crowd sees it, they see it like it's like a Roman Reigns, a John Cena, a Rocky Maivia. It's just one of those things where like, really, guy? Really?
But pause. If you would have told me in 2013, 2014, I think if you'd have told anybody in this fucking chat, this little podcast, that Juice Robinson had a fucking personality when he was CJP, do you know what? How many of us would have believed that?
I mean, you're not wrong. Like, I really feel like he came out of his shell in New Japan, and I'm very proud of what he's doing. I love him as United States champion. I was super surprised that he beat Jay White for it. I would have thought they would have gave it to somebody else after White and then Juice, because I saw David Finlay taking it.
Especially considering the rocket ship they shoved up Jay White's ass.
Yeah.
Do you think Jay White will get a shot at either the IWGP Junior Heavyweight or the IWGP?
He's considered he'll likely become Intercontinental before he becomes World.
The next question is, do you think that they're going to let Omega hold it until Wrestle Kingdom?
Absolutely.
I would personally, depending on how long Kenny Omega still runs it, I actually want to see him not only the fact that he was able to beat Okada. I'd like to see him take it even further and beat Okada's reign.
I don't know if they'll do that again. I think he'd have to drop it and then redo it. Like, I don't really like the fact that Tanahashi is once again in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom because I fucking hate Tanahashi.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Okada actually become IWGP Heavyweight Champion once before, drop it, and then this past run?
Yeah, because he lost it to Naito.
And then when he gained it back, he had that long...
Yeah, the 474-day title reign, yeah.
And now this 720-day one. Okada's...
Yeah, because Okada beat Punk's reign of being the longest world champion in the modern era, and then he dropped it to Naito, picked it back up 2 months later because Naito went out with a shoulder injury. He beat Naito for it, held it for 742, 734.
Right. 720 days this time around.
Yeah, and lost it to Omega. And now, again, in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom, the IWGP title's in the main event with Tanahashi fighting for it. For the fucking... He did it at 10. He did it at 11. He didn't get it at 12. At Wrestle Kingdom 13, he will compete for it for the third or fourth time to my fucking knowledge.
Is it going to be against Omega, or will somebody manage to take the title from Omega before me?
I mean, I feel like if you're going to build Omega, have Omega fucking beat Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom. But then the question is who takes it? Because he's already beat Okada. He would beat Naito. No, not Naito. He would beat Tanahashi. He has to beat Naito.
And if he beats Naito, you know who's going to take it from him, right?
Okada.
Cody or Tama Tonga.
Nope.
Tama Tonga is the fucking perfect fit to piss New Japan. You want to give the title to an anti-New Japan? Give it to Tama Tonga. He will do things to it that Naito only wished he could.
I think Tama Tonga or Cody Rhodes makes the most sense. Cody Rhodes.
That or bad luck.
Okay, clearly the two of you don't see the way that I see them. Let's pause and look at this. Who took the U.S. title from Kenny?
Jay White. If they give that fucking title to Jay White this early, they'll fucking kill him. Because there's no way that a guy like Jay White, who is just now blooming into his career, he's only been the Switchblade for what, maybe a year?
Little under. He was the Switchblade at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, bring him here. Yeah, bring him here.
Little under. He became the Switchblade at Wrestle Kingdom 12.
Yeah.
Let him go another year with it. See how he does with no faults. Get him away from chaos. Have him, if he takes the title from Kenny, have him be the replacement for Kenny in the Bullet Club. Because Kenny no longer needs BC.
But, well, Kenny's all, unless the Elite is like, I guess you could say separate from the Bullet Club, because it really seems like kind of already.
How I see it happening is at the pay-per-view before Wrestle Kingdom, which is it's not Shakura Genesis.
World Tag League.
World Tag, is that the fucking World Tag League? I see the OGs firing squad fighting the Golden Elite for full control of BC. And I see the OGs beating them, kicking them out of the Bullet Club fully.
It could be.
And then at that point, Tama would make a dash for the world title.
What happens if they lose, though? What happens if the Elite becomes the actual Bullet Club?
It won't happen. They don't need it.
Because they're already the Elite.
And they're already getting the cease and desist. What's Bullet Club without Too Sweet? Tama Tonga them haven't got the cease and desist. Golden Elite did. If you want to kill the Bullet Club, let the Elite win. The Elite doesn't need Too Sweet. They got the Elite. The Elite. Let that be their thing. Tama Tonga, Bad Luck Fale, Tonga Loa, Chase Owens, Yojihiro Tanahashi, or however you say his fucking name. They need
Takahashi.
Yeah, they need Bullet Club. Omega and them don't need Bullet Club. They're bigger than Bullet Club now.
Right. And what happens when you get bigger than something? You evolve.
You got to branch out, and you got to... It's like the NWO. Look at how the NWO did. They had too much talent. They branched into the NWO Wolfpack and NWO Hollywood. Then they become an NWO The Elite. And then NWO went to shit.
You know how we can combine this into our little wrestling gig that we got going on? Take a look at Firestar, for instance.
Because there was the Deadly Alliance, and then the Deadly Alliance became the Deadly Saints. And
then for a spell, now here's how we played it off on. Here's how we actually played it off. We were the Deadly Saints Alliance, and before him we were the Deadly Alliance, which, for those of you who may know, the name pretty much basically came from the Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Now, if you don't know, the actual Deadly Alliance is Shang Tsung and Quan Chi. Here's what happened. Here's the evolution of... It's another part of the evolution of the Deadly Saints. Our story will be told through the Saints Row franchise, of course, as well as the rest of the stories to follow. We are the OG Deadly, yes, but we don't call it the Deadly Saints. Why did we evolve from that? Well, simple. Had superstars on the roster that needed to be the Deadly Alliance. Evolved. Therefore,
I got to bounce out. I got to go to bed.
All right, man. There was a match that was stated, and that's what happened. Shang Tsung and Quan Chi beat us to get the right to be called the Deadly Alliance once again. And we moved on as the Deadly Saints, But not just that. An evolution of my career. AJ might even know this because I was a completely different character type when we first met, and now I am an Omega myself. So
When
all
we first met, as a matter of fact, when we first met, I was the Omega.
yes, and now he's the Switchblade.
Hang on. Breathe with the Switchblade.
Which is funny because there was another wrestler that we had, Josh, when he tried to do the Jack's Hart thing. He was like Switchblade, which kind of makes it a waste. But because he changes reps every 5 seconds. That's not an evolution. That's a change of outfit.
No, like if you ever paid attention when I was in eFeds, you'll know I evolved over time. First, I was a written guy, and then I joined El Culto with Tiger Rivera.
Right.
And Tyga and I would do videos, and this was before the Scottish accent thing developed.
Oh.
But Tyga and I would do videos, and the whole time, the first thing I would do is grab a cigarette before we started filming.
Right.
It's become a lucky thing for me.
Basically, what we're saying is the indies keep evolving, while as the only true evolution we pretty much see within the WWE walls is basically NXT. Basically, what WWE needs to do to evolve is they need to give Triple H power, full power.
Let's go accomplish his football dream before, as you said, God forbid, he croaks.
Yes. That's it. That's what Vince wants to do. He knows he's running on borrowed time. He knows Vince is no dummy. He knows he's old. So yes, he wants to conquer football before he goes. There's anybody with a smart mind can see that. And Vince is taking time before he launches it again to actually look into it in depth. And he's probably studying the mistakes he made back when he first started it. And he's probably, observing. I guarantee you he's going to be observing the NFL season just to see exactly, okay, there's a lot of money. But he's going to, for those of you who don't think Vince is going to succeed this time around, I can almost say that come hell or high water, he's going to, because of the sheer fact, not only is he taking time before he relaunches, he's not just diving head first. He's taking time with it, and I think this time around it's going to end up.
Well, God damn it, pal! I'll tell you why I'm going to succeed. I'm going to succeed because I'm Vince McMahon. Damn it!
There you go, Vince. Any update on hiring Firestar in WWE?
We've received your application.
I digress. I'm perfectly fine. I'm a 30 times, and I've held that baby for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years at next year's Chronic Mania, which means what's 2 years? 365 days in a year, right? So 365 times 2, and that's how many days I will have held it. I'll actually do that math real quick. Dark Angel, I'll let you say it. There you go. Once we reach Chronic Mania next year, I will have been CRW champion for 730 days, which would mean in order to reach my goal of 1,000 days as CRW champion, I would only need to hold it for 270 more, which is essentially just throughout the rest of next calendar year. But Corbin, AJ, you know me. If I can help it, I'm not going to stop at 1,000.
If you can help it, you're not going to stop at 1,000. It's like if we can help it, we're going to podcast every day. If we can fucking help it, Bill. Because this seems to be the most popular thing. This seems to be what you guys like.
Yes. So we're going to keep doing it.
It was my suggestion.
It was her suggestion. We do owe a massive thank you to Dark Angel.
Well done.
So
it just happened to be I pitched the idea of, hey, do you need a co-analyst to fill?
You know they say, oh man, I created equal. You look at me, you look at Samoa Joe, you see that statement is not true. And normally, if we just go one-on-one, you have a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a generic freak, and I'm not normal. So Joe would have a 25% chance at best at beating me. And then you make it threat. Third angle to the mix, the chances of winning drastically go down. You got a 33 and 30% chance at best in a triple threat and winning. But you take my 75% chance if we just go one-on-one minus the 66 and 2/3% chance is Chrono knows and he can't beat me and he's not even gonna try. So Joe, you got an 8 and 3rd chance at winning at best. But then you take my 75% chance if we just go one-on-one and add in 66 and 2/3 percent. And that equals 141 and 33 chance of winning. See, Senor Joe, the numbers don't lie. And they spell disaster for you and sacrifice.
Oh my fucking God. You're better at that than Connor. You even got the stuttering right.
Call me up if you need me to repeat it. I love it. I love it. Senor McJoe! Like, you read it with subtitles. The subtitles even come with question marks because it's like, really?
Senior Joe?
The subtitles are questioning themselves.
Senior Joe? Question mark.
Senior Joe! Did he really say that? Wait, and Pete Williams is just, the look Pete Williams is giving him the whole time is just like,
my dude.
My dude hops down just a little bit.
Fucking, it's like the captions are going, what the hell? just I could just see it.
We need a still picture of that interview, and we need somebody to caption it. Hey, Pete, let's go down that one-way road. Or Scott Steiner when Samoa Joe, or when Scott Steiner goes off on the Dudleys, and Rick Steiner just can't help but look at him like,
the fuck are you saying?
It just looks like he's studying hard, breathing hard, and just trying to intake what Scott is saying. And so he's just like nodding. You know why? You don't stand a chance. Fat asses all night long. Fat asses. You try to run. You can't run. You have to run. Lickety split. You can't run. Fat asses. You had no chance. You had a chance. You ain't got no chance. Why? You fat asses.
What the fuck did you just say?
Tonight.
That would have killed me.
Fat asses. We're all going to celebrate my freaks down in Atlanta, Georgia.
That would have killed me if Rick would have just looked at him. Man, the fuck did you just say?
I'm pretty sure he said that after they walked off.
The camera cuts off.
What the fuck did you say? And then Scott probably looked down. I don't even know. Just bark like a dog. Oof.
I had him bark at me once, and I didn't know it was coming.
It's like when we tell Mario, shut up and bark like a dog, plumber man.
I had Rick Steiner bark at me once, and I didn't know it was coming, and I practically shit myself.
You think that's bad? Have Scott Steiner just randomly yell at you from out of nowhere.
You've had it happen?
Oh my god, dude. What about him and Tomko pulling up and they're just pulling up? We've been on there for a good hour before. But when Steiner and Tomko pull up in that truck, and you just hear them as they're pulling up, no, shut up, no, shut up, Ned. Yeah, redneck truck. Give me my bags. You shine my shoes if I want you to. What? Oh, yeah, you can get my number, baby. Come on, you want me to be a real man? Hey, come on, kiss that, baby. And you're damn right. He's like, I'm going to show Karango. I ain't going to be so nice tonight. Karango!
And it sounds like when he says Kurt Angle, Karango!
I'm the best.
We're gonna need a soundboard after tonight. If anybody out here is good with coding, any of our fans out there are good with
soundboard, folks.
If any of our fans are good with coding and you can clip this and just take all the impressions we've done tonight and put them on a soundboard, that would be so great, and we would really appreciate it.
We'll even take the legit ones if you don't want to do the impressions. I want a Scott Steiner win on this thing. I damn sure want a Scott Steiner.
Fat asses.
Exactly. Fat asses. Fat ass.
I'm a fat ass.
Get along with the big bag booty daddy. Big drop pump. Freakzilla. Your hookup. Holla if you hear me. Give me a fucking mic.
The greatest amateur wrestler that should have never picked up a microphone.
But if he would have never picked up a microphone, we wouldn't be here today talking about it. And I wouldn't be getting squeaky from halfway losing my voice doing this shit.
But, you better stop then. You got to review NXT tomorrow night and the Mae Young Classic.
I know, right? I know. So much, man. So much. It makes me feel like sometimes Psycho Sid Vicious when he grabs it.
What you mean? You know,
everybody knows
half the man that I am, and I have half the brains that you do.
That was literally Kevin Nash and Scott Hall in the ring. They're just like,
Meanwhile, Sid's like,
you try to make me look like some type of jackass. And they're just in the ring like, I think you've already done that to yourself, bud. That's one of the best corpses in history because Sid fucks up right there and it just cracks Nash and Hall up. Especially Nash because he's into Sid disguise, and when Sid messes up, he like that whole thing. Ah! like what I would have given to be a fan in that crowd that night. The whole crowd had to have been just completely nuts laughing. Like, that is one of the funniest things. You need Sid and Scott Steiner as a tag team and give them a live microphone. Because everybody knows I am twice the fat ass that you are. And everybody also knows I got to have the fat bastards Yeah, you do.
Hang on. If you're going to do it right. Let me do the Sid voice. Because you know that you are half the fan that I am. And I have half the you do.
Wait, man, is there anything else that we need to hit before we sign off from here?
No, I think that's it. I think we've goofed off enough for one morning.
I think so. Bottom line, WWE Evolve. And we're not talking about the promotion Evolve. Even though it's a pretty dang good promotion, go check it out. If you haven't. If you haven't watched New Japan, which I would assume you'd be living on a rock if you haven't, go check it out. For Christ's sakes, my boy, Kenny Omega, is your IWGP Heavyweight Champion, so why wouldn't you be watching? Bastard.
You fat bastards!
Watch that. Please watch Ring of Honor because Cody Rhodes is keeping it down there. You got the Young Bucks, man. You got the entirety of the Elite, the Bullet Club, various people, NJPW, ROH. Excuse me, you name it.
You should absolutely. I'm gonna plug a good, become really good Twitter friends with one of the owners of a British wrestling promotion. So I need to plug it real quick. I promised him I would.
There is another British promotion as well, Defiant Wrestling.
Yes. Well, here's another one that I'm going to plug because I promised Jim Smallman I would plug it. Definitely, if you've got a spare $7.99 a month and you're looking for some wrestling to watch, go to demand-progress.com. And if you've got that spare $7.99, subscribe. It's well worth it.
There you go. And maybe they'll be nice enough to return a favor to us. Because I've seen a bit there myself. Let's say, fight to watch. Very, very good stuff. Very, very good stuff. Loving it. My God, what else? What else is there? There's ICW. Dude, there's a lot of good stuff.
There's WXW out of Germany. That those guys are phenomenal.
Yes. I'm telling you guys, the wrestling territories in 2000, the wrestling territories, it's really been going for the last couple of years now, but especially now, here in 2018, at this moment, the territories have never been any more heated than what they are now. They are hot.
Except maybe in the 80s.
Knows that they are no longer the end-all, be-all. You know what the only thing they have that the independents don't have is WrestleMania. And guess what? Anybody, even if you're an independent wrestler, can manage to make one WrestleMania. And that's all you really need.
And let's be real, Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks just pulled out a WrestleMania.
They did.
They managed to pull a WrestleMania out of their ass.
They really did. 4 hours and 57 minutes.
A 5-hour pay-per-view that was one of the most phenomenal things I've witnessed. Definitely a show of the year candidate, but we're not going to touch on that. We've talked about All In enough in the past few days.
You know, considering we're like discount Steven Larson. They might even do a count out type episode where we have a top 10, starting with maybe the possibly top 10 events of the year. You never know. We might even have some top 10 lists on our spare podcasting days that we may have up in our arsenal. You guys will just have to stay tuned to find all that out, as well as any other things we may plan. Hell, we may even have music eventually make the way into things. I mean, I've worked with music before. I have a demo that I released last year that was a demo instrumental. Have yet to apply lyrics to it. because, well, issues. But you can go check out that demo instrumental and your thoughts on that. Very, very good stuff. Chronic Bullet, Angels and Demons. It's on my channel. Scroll on through. You'll find it.
And not to mention, if we do bring music into this, I'm an amateur rapper, so
I've rapped a bit myself. I am working on something really good lyrically. It's the first ever. Actually, I think I finished it. It is the first ever progressive. And for those who don't know, progressive usually means long. Progressive rap metal song.
if you need somebody to hop on for a feature, I'm your boy.
Might just need you to hit up a verse, but that I got down already. But that's gonna depend on how good you do at that voice.
All right.
But we'll see on that different note. And also, guys, something we are working on. We've been talking about this. Being you guys like this Deadly Saints podcast, we are in the works of not only getting this up on Spreaker, so you guys can buy it and check it out for yourselves, and any I believe it also goes for any of our back catalog that you may be interested in. Who knows? There might be people out there doing it. But if we can get that thing with Spreaker going, then you guys will be able to do that, get it for your enjoyment, and you won't always have to go up on YouTube, load up a web page to watch it, waste your internet. You'll be able to, I guess listen to it offline, or
You'll be able to download it. You'll be able to download it to your phone and take it with you anywhere.
yes, exactly. Wait, you're good. You're in this. But anyways, folks, you do that, and see this little nice shirt right here. Well, the Deadly Saints podcast means we're a thing now. We will eventually be having
All thanks to me.
our Deadly Saints podcast will eventually have a t-shirt as well. We will open that up on the line for you fans of the Deadly Saints podcast to pick one up. We are also in turn with that new Deadly Saints podcast logo that we have been discussing. We are going to give a slight revamp to the Deadly Saints logo. Don't worry, we're still going to have the skull and guns with the Saints eyes, but skull's going to be a little bit more and I'll just leave that for you guys there. You guys will be pleasantly surprised once that comes through, and that's just all a matter of time and whatnot. Time allowed to me to work on such. Later on, at some point today, I plan on doing a 2K18 stream as well. So do that. That's for you YouTube listeners. Basically, yeah, that's about it. Be sure to tune in to us, follow all of our channels, subscribe to us, become part of the Deadly Saints Nation today. You definitely won't regret it. And we will see you guys next time on the Deadly Saints podcast, or whatever might just so happen to come up next. Most likely Deadly Saints podcast. But we will see you next time within the Deadly Saints Nation right here on the Firestar Hart YouTube channel. Of course, I am Firestar Hart. This is Dark Angel, and that man right there is
Corbin Hyde.
Yes. Of course, you might know me as Phil, Duh Angel, Duh AJ. We've already broken kayfabe. We're going to keep breaking kayfabe. Yes, I did that on purpose. Now let me break it back into kayfabe. I'm freaking Firestar Hart. You guys are our Deadly Saints Nation. Keep it going. And until next time, goodbye and good night. Mwah, bang.